Today we're talking about calorie management without counting calories. The reason why I'm mentioning this is a lot of times people will come to me and they're like, tell me about weight loss, and I talk to them about how really it is all about calories in, calories out. And they'll say, but I tried the whole calorie counting thing before and it didn't work very well. And they use that to think, well, then it's not about calories. That is about gluten or sugar or carbs or whatever. But the fact of the matter is, it is always about calories, but calorie counting is, well, it's just a travesty. I mean, it's extremely hard to do. It's extremely costly as far as energy and time. To do it accurately is ridiculous. Plus, you not only have to count or track calories going in, you got to track calories going out, because both of those are important. At the most, diet is only 50% of your weight management goals. You also have to do the calories out. It's getting easier these days with things like fitness trackers and stuff, but even now, the research is saying things like it's only accurate to 20% or something. So the bottom line is we still got to manage calories, but counting is a pain in the neck. So how do you do that? Well, here's a couple things. Number one, like all things in fitness, you gotta get consistent with your habits. And one of the reasons why people think it's so hard, and it is so hard, to track these sorts of things is when you're going up and down and left and right from one day to the next. You're eating a large pizza for breakfast, and then the next day you're doing a protein shake and trying to figure all this stuff out. The more consistent you make your eating habits, what you eat, when you're eating it, how much of it are you eating, you can more accurately manage your caloric intake. Because the fact is, you don't really need to know how many calories you're eating. 2,000, 3,000, 1,500, that number does not really matter. All you gotta know is, are you eating what you normally eat, or are you eating less, or are you eating more? It doesn't have to have a number attached to it. It's easier to quantify, but the numbers are hard to get. If you just know it's more or less, then that's all you need. So when you've got consistency in your diet on a day-to-day basis, it's much easier to know if it's more or if it's less. The other thing too is use regular ways to measure like portions and so forth. We got these bowls at home, Tupperware containers, so when we make meals, we can put vegetables in one of these little bowls and dump it on the plate. I think someone was telling me about 21-day jumpstart or something. Beachbody's got this thing now. And one of the biggest things about this program for weight loss is they give you containers to just measure your things. You're like, use this container for your protein, this container for your vegetables, this container for your carbs. And it's a way to just accurately keep consistency and to know, is it more or is it less over time? And then the final thing to do is you don't necessarily need to log calories and macronutrients, but just simply logging down what you eat and roughly how many. You could do this on your phone or a little notepad. Sometimes it's just an eye-opener to go through your day and write down, or hell, even just take pictures with your phone, click, and then eat it. And you can get a visual, or at least a mental representation of how much you eat throughout the day at a glance. And that can tell you, wow, Tuesday I ate a hell of a lot more than I did on Wednesday. And that usually is one of the reasons why people recommend just start keeping a food log of any kind when you're trying to lose weight, and it brings more awareness to what you're really eating. It's kind of like, calorie tracker, but pen and paper. It's the same kind of thing. So let me know if you have questions below. Be fit, live free.